You know, magic is like candy. Okay, that might not make sense right now, but it will in a second. Let me explain with a story. Let's set the scene. It's spring of 2022. I'm a junior in college, and I'm tucked into this nondescript back corner of my creative writing seminar. And we've spent the past 2 weeks going through every single student's story one by one, critiquing them, complimenting them, and now it's my turn. And over the past 2 weeks, two things have become abundantly clear. A, I am one of the only 2 fantasy writers in my entire class. And 2, my story about this little bullied 3rd grade girl who accidentally awakens the local god of this wishing pond, only to become a super popular icon in her 3rd grade class around her new magical abilities, is not going to go down well. And lo and behold, the main questions and critiques that I got were, we don't know why the pond can do all of this. We don't know how much the pond can control. Is the pond casting spells? Why can the pond hear things? Why are we reading from the pond's perspective? And that was when I realized most of my class had never even heard of a soft magic system. Magic in a fantasy world, like candy, can be hard or soft. I told you the metaphor would come back around. Now, before we dive deeper into the differences between hard and soft magic, I do want to point you over to the like and subscribe buttons. If you enjoy this discussion, please feel free to stick around for my future bookish ramblings. So what is a hard magic system? Well, a hard magic system is built on a strict foundation of rock candy, rules, and limitations. The most clear example of this is D&D, or Dungeons & Dragons, where the nature of the game is that every single magical action, every spell cast, every monster has strict rules that they have to follow. A magical sword can only do these 3 special things, and a deity can only intervene when this dice roll happens. And sure, the GM can technically change the rules of the game, but there are still rules. Another great example of a hard magic system, and perhaps the reason so many of us associate hard magic systems with fantasy, is Harry Potter. Our characters are literally students at a school to learn the rules of their magic. Which brings us to our second option, a soft magic system. Now, a soft magic system is one where the rules aren't entirely known or defined. A great example of a soft magic system is Star Wars. In this world, we have the Force, but we're never strictly told, nope, the Force can only do this. So the possibilities are completely endless. Something which our characters don't take advantage of, and I have a gripe with that. Another good example is Chronicles of Narnia. You want to put Santa in your world? Sure, why not? You want magical wardrobe portals and lampposts that work in a world without electricity? Sure, why not? Soft magic systems are great for a world that requires more suspension of disbelief in order to make their story work. Whereas hard magic systems are perfect for storylines that need to prove themselves plausible to the reader. To be honest, I usually go for hard magic systems in my own writing. That's just how my brain works. It likes things to make sense. It likes to know why I'm writing what I'm writing. But I've actually been experimenting more with soft magic systems, especially in my dark fantasy short story series, Tales of the Fractured Fate. Now, this series follows a group of adventurers in this dark fantasy world as they have to go across the world and fight monsters. And I'm not giving reasons why monsters exist. Monsters are not standing there and saying, I can only do this one thing. They just exist, and there is no explanation why. This makes it so that the possibilities of the monsters my characters could fight are completely endless. Which my brain is struggling with, but it makes sense for this world, and it fits this world so much better. And that's it. Hard and soft magic systems are some of the most fundamental theories behind any fantasy world, any fantasy genre, and I hope you enjoyed this little discussion about their differences. Once again, if you liked this video, please hit subscribe. I upload my latest bookish ramblings every week. I also sometimes host Write With Me live streams, and you can read the latest installment in my space opera sci-fi retelling of The Count of Monte Cristo over on Royal Road today. Happy writing!